Modern Warfare 2 received really mixed feedback this weekend on social media. Some people have praised it for being the best game in the last 4 years, whereas others have said it's awful and tailored fully to campers. I had a chance to play the beta over the last 2 weekends, and in today's video, I'll present to you my thoughts on if the game's worth buying or not. And just a quick one, we're pushing for a juicy 50 likes on today's video, so don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's content. So let me keep it real. Last week I played on the PS5 beta, on mouse and keys of course, and my experience was absolutely shambolic. It felt really campy, shitty netcode, input delay, and it was always a shoot first, die first situation. I came out of the first weekend's beta not the most optimistic about the future of Modern Warfare 2. I even made a video on TikTok saying some things that needed changing in the game, and got crucified by casual players defending Joe Secott and Sentinel standpoints. Then we had Infinity Ward originally asking for our feedback from the first weekend. Pages on pages from reputable people and players asking for changes to the game, including red dots on the minimap, simpler UI system, footsteps too loud, etc. But Infinity Ward just slapped the feedback and comments back in the faces of the community. It felt like they were trying to build a game that they wanted and not what the community wanted. Now, they did improve the muzzle flash from when you're firing a gun so you can actually see what you're shooting at now, so that's good at least. But putting all that behind me, I went into the second weekend with a fresh mindset. I loaded the game up, this time on my beastie-ass PC to see how it would feel. Now, if you're on PC, this game feels incredibly optimized, something we really haven't had in the last few years of the Call of Duty franchise. I only experienced one scan and repair all weekend, and not a single lag spike or glitch in the over 20 hours I played during the weekend. And even though they hadn't changed the points from last week's criticism, the game felt like a different experience on PC. In fact, I fucking loved it. It felt so much more responsive with higher frames, gunfires working how I wanted them to, and I felt like I could actually play aggressively without being slaughtered. And just to make you all aware, I was playing hardpoint once they added it to the game, and it made for a whole different COD experience. People were actually running around and playing the game instead of camping in the corner 95% of the time. And speaking of 95%, I wanted to show you guys that over 95% of you who watch these videos are currently not subscribed. That is a lot of people. Now, if you genuinely enjoy this content, please consider hitting that subscribe button as it helps to support all of my content that I release. Thank you so much in advance. Now, between playing Hardpoint and being on PC, my love for the game completely reignited. Now, that's in no way saying that the game is perfect whatsoever. Leaks are already dropping saying that we're going to have to do the mindless camo grind to get any camos that we want for our weapons this year. And with now under a month to go until full release, we still know nothing about prestiges in the final camo that's coming to the game. This worries me a lot. I feel like if they were confident about this product, they would have told us about this in advance. It makes no sense to me as to why they're keeping quiet about camos and prestiges. I mean, it could be a marketing ploy to get people to pre-order at the last minute, but knowing Activision, who knows? And it's also been really easy to see that Infinity Ward is not so receptive to feedback. They seem to already know what they want from their game, regardless of what the majority of the player base says or thinks. And that is a really scary thought for a 2-year COD game. Now let's look at the 2 editions of the game. You've got the Standard Edition, retailed at £60 on Steam, and the Vault Edition for £85 on Steam. The Vault Edition basically gives you the 141 Operator Pack with 4 skins, FJX Cinder Weapon Vault, and the Season 1 Battle Pass and skips with early access to the campaign 1 week early. But to be honest, you get the early access for the campaign regardless of the edition that you go for anyway. So are the benefits of the £25 increase worth it for what you get? Probably. That's if you care about progression and cosmetics at least. And if you don't, then definitely not. Now, in the comments, I'd love to know what your thoughts of the beta were playing over the last 2 weekends, and if you've pre-ordered the game already. And has anybody cancelled their pre-order after playing as well? I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Now, with this COD being a 2-year Call of Duty, the base price does reflect itself a bit better, as the game won't last you 12 months just to be dumped by another game. That's unless you find the game shit and dump it anyway. That's exactly what I did with Vanguard after 1 month. But we've had this discussion many times and we don't need to do it again. The game itself visually looks great, and considering it was a beta, aka a playtest, I was overall quite happy with the result of the game. In my honest opinion, I'd say wait a few days or at least a week until full release to see if they change anything within the game. As a content creator, I'll always pre-order the highest edition of the game because it makes sense for me to do so. It's an investment. But for the standard or casual gamer, if you can wait a week, then I'd recommend to do so, as this COD is very different to what we've had in the last few years. And that brings us up nicely towards the end of the video. I hope this video has helped you decide whether you want to pre-order the game or not. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave that thumbs up, comment, and subscribe for all Modern Warfare 2 content inbound.